Morning folks, it's Nick here. I'm going to say it's day 30, so I think that's what it is. Just leaving the campsite at Mlini. Nice campsite. Well, the views were astounding. Power sharing literally was a little bit of a challenge, and the Wi-Fi was enough to get emails, but nothing else really. But look at that view, just whilst I'm waffling on. It's truly fabulous. So today I'm heading in the general direction of Trieste in Italy, but oh, it's a bit of an odd one. Actually aiming now for Split. So Dubrovnik is in this general direction, but I don't really want to go or try and get through Dubrovnik. So I'm going to let Garmin take us an adventurous route to Split, which is a couple of 100 kilometers north of here, and then from there continue aiming at Trieste. But there is a motorway which runs, and I want to avoid the motorway if I can. So there we go. So I've had a couple of days off. Woohoo! Arrived, well, 3 nights ago. Set up camp, and then went into the little town of Mlini coastal resort, had a nice evening meal there and a beer, and then the next day I went into Dubrovnik and explored Dubrovnik, which was great. Managed to get a swim in the sea, super. And then yesterday I didn't go into Dubrovnik. I had a little explore around Mlini, not much to explore to be honest, and did a little bit of maintenance on the bike, just checking the chain, slight adjustment, and lubing, checking fluids. Very exciting. Did I say go for a swim? Went for a swim, and then had a really nice breakfast down in the bay, and then yeah, did some video editing of day 8. This videoing malarkey taking a lot longer than I'd anticipated. Anyway, so day 30. Just look at this scenery. I do like Croatia. Mind you, I like I think just about all the countries I've come through. Temperature at the moment is 30 something or other, and it's 10 in the morning. Oh, look at that view. No, you look at the view, I'll look at the road. Something I should add is that I think to get from Dubrovnik to Split by road, I think I'm right, I think you have to go through a border crossing with Bosnia-Herzegovina. really is very, very windy up here. Quite sheer, those mountains, I suppose. There was quite a good view a moment ago, but by the time I managed to get the GoPro going, it's hidden behind these trees. Oh well, never mind. Kajkovici, the marina or harbour back there, but again it's hidden by trees. So many lovely places round here. Just a ride along. Look at that scenery. So blue, the sea. Beautiful. Well, it's still 5 kilometers from the border. Well, I think this account will be coming into another country a little bit off, which is what I've done. This is the border again with Croatia. See what's needed here. All passports, I'm afraid. Well, that was hand. The queue for the EU passports ran out of people, so they flagged me forward, which was great. And it was just a passport check. So another beautiful span bridge. Anyway, back in Croatia. I think probably the next country will be Slovenia and then Italy. I'm going to try and find somewhere. It's about lunchtime. Only done 80 something kilometers. But been through border crossings, I suppose. Stopped for lunch in a very sort of picturesque little seaside town, and rather slow service, but wasn't quite sure what I was going to get. What it ended up as was sort of sausage and a bun. Made my U-turn. We can't get onto that road from there, sat nav. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Very exciting. And so that's the lunch over. It's 100 kilometers to Split, but I'm thinking of pushing on beyond Split to, well, there's a few towns beyond, maybe 90, 100 kilometers beyond, so that it just breaks the back of the journey onto Trieste. And again, Trieste isn't necessarily something I'm looking forward to visiting. I'm sure it's lovely. It's just a generic sort of target area in the right direction. And whilst we're talking of directions, this is now the homeward bound journey, really. So I'm into week 4, or finished week 4, sorry. And so this is week 5 that I'm in now. And we've travelled as far east and as far south as we're going to. So now it's really north-west-ish. But I'm hoping to put in some interesting roads and visits on the way. Let's see how that works out. Just stopped for a few minutes just to admire the view. Look at that. The Dalmatian coastline. Right, back on the bike. It's 32 degrees, I think. See you soon. Well, so SatNav has said, okay, well, we've had enough of that 8. Far too easy. We're going to do this thing instead now. I wonder where it's taking us. Nice as the 8 was, it was sort of like a main route through, wasn't it? So can't really complain. If it then says aha, okay, lean the bike, cover the clutch. Which way you want to go? Well, after that little bit of excitement up that very curvy, twisty bit, it's put us onto a sort of a main-ish type of road. But looking ahead, you can see it winding itself round the base of the mountain. So that might just be the 8 it's going to take us back onto, I don't know. Still on the way to Split, about 45 kilometers to go. That's quite a view. Stopped again just to admire the view. Mountains off in the distance and the sea there. Not the most scenic spot, but it was available, and I need to stretch my legs. So. I think this is Omis. Is this Omis? Might be Omis. There's a span over there. There are several spans and tunnels. So it's through the mountains and then over some of these sort of valley gorge parts of it. Past Split. I didn't stop there. There's I don't think there's a pedestrian zone at all in Split. And continuing towards Trieste in Italy, and it's 438 kilometers and it's 4:45, so I'm gonna ride for about another half an hour, 45 minutes, and then I'll use booking.com to find somewhere close to me. Oh no, Garmin's taking me on this adventurous route, and there's a hairpin, a right-hander with witnesses. Oh dear. Let's hope I don't f this one up. Just go slowly, lean the bike and make the turn. I didn't think I'd be saying this, but I'm actually quite appreciating riding along in the shade. You can actually feel it's a little cooler than the very high 20s that it still is. It didn't quite work out to plan. I stopped in a little town, but there was no signal, so I've come into a town called Durnis and looked on booking.com. Unfortunately, the places they list, you can't find the address on any mapping software. So it's like they've got sort of local names for things. But I have found one which is not really what I was after, because it's a 3-bedroom apartment, I think, but very limited availability, and it's €75. Yeah. Of course, the road is actually closed. I need to go down, but here we go. Let's follow it along and see where it takes us. Are you sure about this? Interesting. It's probably, it could be one of these apartments on the left here, I think. It may look like the photograph. I've only just booked it within the last few minutes, so I don't know whether the people who look after it are actually going to be there. I admit it, the apartment I've booked into is ridiculous for one person. But it was the only one I could find, one which had availability, and two, I could actually find the address. Seem to use sort of abbreviations and local names and things in some of these addresses, and you just can't find them on Google Maps or SatNav. So I had to go for this one. But it's a 3-bed apartment, and I'm sat in the kitchen area. There's a kitchen with a table. Over here is a lounge. One of those big wraparound balconies. Fully functioning bathroom, shower, which works, I can attest to. And then 3 bedrooms. Hallway, more storage. Another bedroom. Each of the bedrooms leads out into the that wraparound. And then this is the smallest room. But, I opted for the curvy route, and the curvy route is through the mountains, and the villages that pass through, just there was nothing there really, so I couldn't take the chance that the next 10 villages would be the same and I'd be riding until 8 o'clock. So I'm just going to go and have some dinner. I've got some pasta that I brought with me and some sauce, well, it's pasta in a sauce thing. And yeah. Oh, today did 292 kilometers, which is about 175 miles, something like that. And tomorrow, still heading for Trieste, but it's going to be about, he reckons a 6.5 hour ride if you meet the speed limits. But of course, the speed limits are 90 a lot of the way, and the roads just don't stack up to that 90. So, be a slightly longer day, but I will be leaving early tomorrow. I'm going to endeavour to leave at 8. But I'll also say bye for now.